We'll let the sugar sort of dissolve, because it does dissolve quite quickly, really. And when it's done that, put your baker's yeast on. I use an ounce. I find it needs an ounce, really. Some of the recipes say half an ounce. Because some people can't get baker's yeast, and they can use ordinary yeast that you can buy in packets. This does the job much better. Stick that on there like that.
You don't put it on a piece of bread then?
Oh, no, not these days, because people used to do. Yeah, my granny used to. Always put on a piece of toast. And of course the mice used to get in after the toast. And she used to say, I should leave them in there. It'll give them a bit of body. Now I've got to cover that up again, because again, to keep the old flies out. Now you leave that for about 10 days. In a warm place. Keep your wine warm while it's working and cool when it's clearing. And then you strain it again. Strain all the bits off, because you're bound to let a few bits in, you see, in the yeast and things. And you put it in your demijohn. And this is what you do. You have an airlock with this chap in. Fill it with water and stick it in there. Unfortunately, this one has finished working. I made this about a month ago, I should think. Well, you leave it in the demijohn, and what this does is extract all the air out of it, and this will keep bubbling all the time. Well, when it ceases bubbling, then you can stick it in your larder. You can either tip it into a cask or leave it in the demijohn if you want to, but pull the thing out. Now, this is what I call me tasting stick. What I do is I go along the larder, pulling the corks off the casks of wine, you see, and stick it in there, and then and try it. Then I know whether it wants bottling off again or not, you see, which saves, you know, getting it all mucky. So that's me tasting stick. Very important thing, that.
What a year for our hedgerow harvest. We've been able to make wine from every possible berry. They've been magnificent. But it's time for a little pause. This is the time of year I like to get my bottles out of my demijohns, really in preparation for the next harvest, because there's still the potatoes, the parsnips, the beetroot, even the herbs, and they're waiting for us in the garden.
There's a BBC book to accompany this series, in which Margaret Vaughan divulges not only her favourite recipes, but also provides useful tips to help you on the road to success in the world of winemaking. And in next week's programme at 7:15, she indulges her fruity passions around the markets of London.